seminal stain examination could be a gratefully help to solve crime because DNA profiling starts from the identification of stain as seminal fluid. Once this is determined, it is important for DNA analysis to determine if sperm is presented in the fluid. It is important to determine if sperm is presented because it contains a great deal of DNA which could help to identify a suspect. Seminal stain can be detected by a test because the acid prostate reaction in a typical test in which the suspected seminal stain or an extract of it unfiltered paper is reacted with a solution of the substrate, amphiporic phosphoric acid or its ester, desaturate buffer of pH 5. The tests used to detect seminal stains are Lorentz test, Barbier test, acid phosphate test, LDN enzyme method, acid phosphate enzyme test, strain in a phosphokinase, aminobutyl test, seminal speciation of glutarate test. How are seminal stains collected? Semen and seminal stains used to clean strange or disposable pipette to transfer liquid semen to a clean sterile test tube. Label the tube with a case and item number name, time, location, and name of the collector. Keep the specimen refrigerated and submit to the laboratory as soon as possible. Trace evidence. Document and photograph the evidence. Properly secure the evidence by placing it in a paper bag or envelope. Close, seal, or tape the paper bag or envelope. Label the bag or envelope with a patient identifying information. Examiners must be signature, date, and time on the envelope. Seminal stains are often but not always found in the clothing, blankets, sheets. Allows the stains to air dry. Wrap in a paper and package evidence in a paper bags. Do not use plastic bags. For sex offenses cases, the victim should always be examined by a physician. A sexual assault evidence collection kit is used to collect evidence from the victim. It is very important that the instruction on the kit be followed with care in order to gain the greatest benefit from the collected evidence. Label all garments such as undershirts, panties, or other exhibits and package each garment separately. If not, allow fabric to dry completely before packaging. Handle fabrics as little as possible. Example of cases that solve crime through seminal stain. Anatomic review is decision of the Regional Trial Court of Bolinao, Tabuk Kalinga Branch 25, sentencing appellant Joel Yatar alias Kawit to death for a special complex crime of rape with homicide and ordering him to pay heirs of the victim Kathleen D. Uba civil indemnity in the amount of 75, moral damages in the amount of 200,000, disciplinary damages in the amount of 50,000, total damages in the amount of 186,410, or total damages amounting of 511,410, and cause of allegation. Appellant with charged with rape with homicide under the following information. The trial court gravely erred, giving much weight to the evidence presented by the prosecution, notwithstanding their doubtfulness. The trial court seriously erred in not acquitting the accused appellant of the serious crime charged to reasonable doubt. Appellant's complaints are the issue regarding the credibility of prosecution witness should be resolved against appellant. This court will not interfere with the judgment of the trial court in determining the credibility of witnesses unless there appears in a record some fact or circumstances of weight and influence which has been overlooked or significance of which has been misinterpreted.
DNA frame or identification technology has been advanced as a uniquely effective means to the link of the suspect to a crime or to exonerate a wrongly accused suspect where biological evidence has been left. For purposes of criminal investigation, DNA identification is a fertile source of both structural and extract evidence. It can assist immensely in effecting a more accurate account of the crime, efficiency facilitating the conviction of the guilty, securing the acquittal of the innocent, and ensuring proper administration of the justice in every case. The UP National Science Research Institute or NSRI, which conducted the DNA test in the case, used the polymerase chain reaction or PCR. Specific DNA sequence can be copied exponentially within hours. Thus, Getting sufficient DNA for analysis has become much easier since it became possible samples using the PCR method. Under Philippine law, evidence is relevant when it relates directly to a fact in the issues to an introduced belief in its existence of non-existence, applying the Dauber test to the case at the bar. DNA evidence obtained through PCR testing and TPR analysis, in which was appreciated by the court, is relevant and reliable since it is reasonably based on scientifically valid principles of human genetics and molecular biology. Circumstantial evidence to be sufficient and warrant of conviction must from the unbroken chain which leads to a fair and reasonable conclusion that the accused to be exclusion of others. To determine whether there is a sufficient circumstantial evidence, three requisites must occur. There is more than one circumstances, facts from which the interferences are derived and proven. And the combination of all circumstances is such as produce a conviction beyond reasonable doubt. In an attempt to exclude the DNA evidence, the appellant contends that the blood sample taken from his as well as the DNA test were conducted in violation of his right to remain silent as well as his right against self-incrimination under Section 12 and 17 of Article Number 3 Constitution. The judgment in criminal case can be upheld only when there is a relevant evidence from which the court can properly find or infer that the accused is guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Proof beyond reasonable doubt requires moral certainty of guilt in order to sustain a conviction. Moral certainty is the degree of the certainty that convinces and directs the understanding and satisfies the reasons and judgment of those who are bound of an act consequently upon it. We rule that the present case passes the test of moral certainty. However, as a matter of procedure, and for the purposes of meeting and requirements of a proof beyond reasonable doubt, motive is essential for convicting when there is doubt as to the identity of the culprit. Under the Article 266-B of the Revised Penal Code, the penalty of the death is imposed when the reason or the actions of the rape, homicide is committed. Although three justices of the court maintain their position that RA 7659 is unconstitutional. As of damages, civil indemnity ex delicto of 100,000 actual damages incurred by the family of the victim, trial mounting of 93,000 and moral damages of 75,000 should be awarded in the right of prevailing law and jurisprudence. Exemplary damages cannot be awarded as a part of the civil liability since the crime has not committed with one or more aggravating circumstances. Wherefore, in the view of the foregoing decision of the RTC of Bulanao, Tabuk, Kalinga, Branch 25 in criminal cases number 39-98, sentencing appellant Joel Yatar alias Kawit to death of the special complex crime of rape with homicide, the award of exemplary damages is deleted.